Hey everyone, so I've had some requests to do an update about my adult orthodontics. So I figured a lot has changed in the past year, which was the last update that I recorded for you. So I should probably um, get you all caught up by now for anybody who's interested. So the last time I spoke to you was September of 2013. So it was about a year and a month ago. And at that point in time, I still had my palate expander on the top arch of my mouth, which I can insert a picture here now. And I had brackets on my bottom arch. So at that point in time, I was waiting for the next um, appliance to be placed on my mouth, and I wasn't really sure what it was called. So now I have those details for you. So what happened was they had expanded my upper palate, so my upper arch, to make a more wide um, area, I guess, to try and create a bit more room for my crowded teeth, which is my particular problem. So that happened. They actually did a cast. They did impressions before and after, and she actually physically showed me, and it was so cool. I really wish that I took a picture just so that I could show you before and after of my mouth. It was crazy. It was so neat to see that. Um, so once she had decided that it was time to take off the palate expander, which, like I had said in my last video, was supposed to be December or January. It ended up being January, like late January, and I had that removed, and they put on what was called a distalizer. And the distalizer is like what I was explaining before. It's the device that is cemented onto my canine, so my fangs, and it's like a long bar, and it's cemented onto one of my back molars, and it's just this metal bar. It's really simple. I'll insert a picture here. And basically you have elastics that hook on to your fangs and you hook the bottom of the elastic down to one of the brackets on your lower arch, and essentially it was trying to bring down my canines so that they were not so high up, so bring them down where they're supposed to be, and also kind of pull them back a bit more, just to create a bit more room in the front for the crowding issue. So that was on. Like she had originally said, my orthodontist said that it would take about 3 months, maybe 4 months, with this distalizer on. Like I said, it was placed in January, late January, so basically February. So I had thought, I should have my upper brackets on by May. Well, that didn't happen. Um, Story of my experience here. Nothing is actually happening on time or as expected. So, yet again, that was a bit frustrating. So, I went in for my checkup after 3.5 months. So that was in sometime in May, and she decided that I'm going to need quite a bit more time to try and bring down my canines because they were just still too high at that point in time for her to be comfortable to put some brackets on the top arch. So that's what we decided to do, just give it the whole summer to try and pull down my canines, which had me really upset because, as you may remember, my wedding date, September the 6th of 2014, and knowing that I wasn't going to have brackets, or yeah, knowing that I wasn't going to have brackets placed before the wedding was making me feel really behind and upset that I wasn't going to have that beautiful smile that I really wanted for the wedding. So that was really disappointing to try and overcome. But anyways, like there was nothing I could do about it. So what are you gonna do? So I went in September the 2nd to have her take off my Distalizer. And for the wedding, we decided to leave my bottom brackets on, but the top, we decided to take off the Distalizer and just leave it blank for a week, which would allow me to have a clear smile for the wedding and allow me to go on my honeymoon and then come back to reality and get my brackets put on, which is exactly what happened. I had my brackets put on my upper arch here on, I think it was like September the 14th, something like that. And so now I'll show you pictures. I'll insert the pictures here. So that's the timeline. That's kind of what had happened. Also, I should mention when I went in for my checkup regarding my Distalizer in May, she was so not happy with the amount that they had changed that she decided to put a, a bottom retainer, take off the wire from the brackets on my lower arch, put on a retainer so that they didn't shift or move. So that's that wire that goes behind your teeth that like your tongue rubs against, which was really annoying. So that was there for the whole summer because she said that there was some studies out there about having that wire on the bottom teeth and it affecting how quickly I believe your canines can shift. I have no idea. I didn't read the research. I just said do what you have to do because I'm getting impatient with this process. So, so that was another appliance that was added. It's off now. When I went back in September the 2nd, they took that retainer, they took it off completely, so that's gone. And now I have to I'm not wearing them right now just for the sake of the video because it's easier to speak without them, but now I wear elastics all the time, just like I had done with my Distalizer because we're kind of trying to do two in one, trying to stabilize the results that we would achieve with the Distalizer, but also maybe even let them come down a little bit more. So I'll insert a picture from before and after the Distalizer to show the progress that was made. It was kind of significant, I found. So at this point in time, I'm not sure if you can notice, but I have a little bit of a lisp again, just because, yes, the palate expander is gone. However, when I went back in September after the honeymoon to have my brackets put on the top arch, she kind of decided that it was now time to rotate some molars. I guess I have some rotated molars, and also one of my teeth that was pushed out with the palate expander had started to come back in. So I have a new apparatus at the top of my mouth, just like I had with the palate expander, that is rotating molars and trying to keep that arch open, which is what we achieved with the palate expander. So I'll show you a picture now of what this new apparatus looks like. It's honestly not as bad as the original palate expander because it doesn't have that thick plastic over my top molars, making it difficult to eat. Um, it was annoying at first, um, probably for the first 2 weeks. I found it difficult to speak again. I had to master being able to swallow again, but it happened so much faster, so much quicker than with the palate expander, probably because I had that initial experience with the palate expander. I just kind of remembered how to get used to this thing in my mouth. So, um, not so bad. I did experience really intense headaches after a couple of days of having this new expander in my mouth. Um, I don't remember experiencing really bad headaches the first go around with the actual palate expander, but with this apparatus, I experienced really bad tension headaches to the point where I was actually physically ill and throwing up because of it, unfortunately. Um, so that was that. Also, there are these metal wires that are kind of looped around and tied to keep this particular apparatus in place, and I find that those have a tendency to kind of come loose and jab my tongue. And I had a couple of experiences where, just with my job, where I have to talk for 8 hours a day, my tongue was just so swollen and so sore by the end of the day. And one of those days, these metal wires actually were digging into my tongue so bad that it cut me and caused me to bleed, and it was a whole thing. It was really frustrating, but like I said, that was within the first week of having this on. Now I'm speaking much more clearly with it. My lisp is going away. Like I said, with my job, I do speak to people for 8 hours a day. The first week, people were asking me, pardon, excuse me, sorry, what did you say? Could you repeat yourself? Because I had that lisp back. I had to learn how to speak with this metal appliance in my mouth. Um, but I have since figured it out, and I'm speaking much more clearly. Um, I'm just getting better at dealing with it, and I'm starting to forget that it's even there again, which is what happened with the palate expander. So this time around, it is happening much more quickly. I haven't even had it on for a month yet, and I find like I'm forgetting that it's there. I remember with the palate expander, that took me 2 months to get to that point, so I'm happy that it's all coming around much more quickly this time. How long this is going to be in my mouth, honestly, at this point, I don't even want to guess. I have no idea. Um, I'm not sure if my orthodontist was joking, but she said that, it's not going to be in my mouth for very long, only 1 or 2 years, which to me is an extremely long time. So honestly, I don't even care at this point. I'm just going with the flow and not setting my expectations just to be disappointed like I have been before with the timeline of how long this is taking. I just have to keep in mind that the end result is going to be worth it, so that's all that matters. I think I covered everything. If I forgot something, if you have any additional questions, please comment me below. I will absolutely answer any questions, and if it warrants a follow-up video, I will make a new video very quickly for you guys. Otherwise, I will update you when I have something worth updating about my adult orthodontics. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being patient with me and while I make this next update, and staying tuned and asking me how I'm doing. I really appreciate that. So yeah, thank you. Have a great day, guys. Bye.